Hello there. Sorry, I've got to adjust the camera a little bit. We're out of position. Hello there, Site 42 staff, as well as those from the greater SCP Foundation community. And welcome to another Coffee Break with Dr. Sherman, a subsidiary of the anomalous broadcast from Site 42. Please, Containment Hazard Assessment Team, I see you. I see your speech about the stream subject title. I will get there. Trust me. Trust me. We're going to talk about it soon. Let me finish the introduction first. As always, welcome to another Coffee Break with Dr. Sherman, a subsidiary about the anomalous broadcast from Site 42. As I have done for the last 9 months and counting, the daily streak remains strong. I am here to answer your questions about the dark and mysterious place of employment we call the SCP Foundation. So, whether you have questions about the anomalies we contain, the staffs that contain them, the groups of interest who try to stop us from containing them, or hypothetical containment procedures about anomalies that fall outside of the SCP Foundation's purview. Perhaps they're from a different multiverse or pataphysical narrative level, i.e. fandom. We are here for the next approximately 90 minutes, and we will discuss the stream title soon, but let me get some housekeeping going. Sheesh. I understand. We're all very passionate. I'm with you. One moment. First and foremost, Dr. Val, congratulations on being our #1 most punctual member of today's Containment Hazard Assessment Team, i.e., congratulations on being first chatter. And then, Dr. Vincent, Nikki Knackle, Amber, 369 Destroyer, Captain Evil Greasy John, Senior Researcher Alex, Aflac, Knightsynth Skyro, Waffles Marble Hornets, Sean Taggart, hey, long time no see, hope you've been doing well. Puppet Boy, I think you've been out for a little bit too, hope you're okay. Cool Man Fight, I think I said Nikki Knackle. Jace Official, Silent Follower, everyone who I have just named, thank you for being here punctually, and thank you for being members of Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. On top of that, GG Man, your boy Max, both of you, thank you for subscribing to Site 42. Welcome to SCP Foundation staff. And finally, Magic School Bus, Lucas, the intern, Slayosi, Supreme Meme, and Jennifer Crosby. Welcome to today's stream. Thank you for being punctual, and thank you for being here, just for being you. Okay, the Foundation is not transphobic. Let's talk about it. So, I am right now highlighting a tale on the SCP database that goes by the very same name that I have the stream subject today. The Foundation is not transphobic by Dr. Asteria is essentially a sequel to SCP-6113. And we are talking about this tale, today, because, #1, first and foremost, the Foundation is not transphobic. And I'll have you know that among our staff, we have numerous staff members who are LGBTQ of all sorts. We have anomalous staff members that we handle with the same kind of care that we do our non-anomalous and anomalous staff, our cis-het staff versus our LGBTQIA staff. We are not racist or bigoted in any sense. I want that said first and foremost. The SCP community cares. Now, That is a little bit of a problem when we deal with the SCP-6113 situation. You see, SCP-6113 is an anomaly, an entity that travels around the world transing people. Now, it doesn't do it willy-nilly. It approaches trans people in need, and then it transitions them. It takes them to this nice, magical lake that they can't remember, never been to, but it's in their head somehow, and they come out transed. And that's an anomaly. We need to contain it. There are many in the Foundation who say that, oh, well, if anomalies are beneficial, why don't we let them go? Because we are not here to benefit the world with anomalies. We are here to benefit the world by maintaining normalcy, which is why we are still attempting to contain SCP-6113. I don't care that it benefits people. I care that it's anomalous and it goes in a box. That's true of every anomaly, bad or good. We don't cure all diseases with SCP-500 because that would break normalcy. So you have to understand that first and foremost. We are not here to be the magical man from Happy Land living in a gumdrop house on Lollipop Lane. No, we are here to maintain normalcy because that is what we have decreed is the best way for the Foundation to help civilization. Now, there are many Foundation staff members, as you will see in this tale I am highlighting, called The Foundation is Not Transphobic, who are especially angry about the treatment of SCP-6113-3. 6113-3 was one of the people who was transitioned by SCP-6113. Now, did they have any other anomalous interference in their lives? Did they have any more anomalous abilities? No. The entity just showed up, anomalously transed them, and then left. And so that is all this person had. But we still had to have them in containment for a while because all of a sudden they are magically transitioned to the other gender, sex, terminology. Sorry, I get the terminology right. I'm just on a tear right now talking about the situation. So they were transitioned instantly. Their friends and family won't know what happened with that. The people at their school, the people at their work won't know what happened with that. So we had to hold them in containment for a while. We had to coax their family with amnestics to forget that their child was the other gender. Okay? We had to do this to maintain normalcy. I think we can all agree that is a good idea, because otherwise their family, their friends, their coworkers would have a lot of questions, and we're trying to stop that from happening. But even more so, even those on our team who understand that, they are upset because during SCP-6113-3's time in containment, we referred to it as an it. Now, I don't remember reading this tale. I did not upvote it, and if I had read it, I would have upvoted it because it is a very good tale. But in this tale, Dr. Sumerian gives a lecture to the staff of the site that was containing 6113-3 because they are outraged that we were transphobic by referring to -3, I'm going to call them from now on, an it. And you know what I'm going to say, correct? You've been in my containment hazard assessment team long enough to know what I'm going to say. If it is in containment, it is an object, not a person. All anomalies we keep in containment, they are objects, not people. That means we are in the researcher anomaly relationship if we treat a contained anomaly as a human. Then we start to feel bad for them. And if we start to feel bad for them, if we have sympathy for them, for the fact that we're imprisoning them for basically life without parole, for a crime they didn't commit, because they committed no crime, they just were anomalous, they just were born that way, then we have containment breaches. Then we have chaos. So it is Foundation policy to refer to anomalies in containment as its. Not he's, not she's, its. Say it with me now. Please practice proper pronoun parlance protocols at the Foundation. Thank you, Puppet Boy. Very good callback in the chat. So, this is the epitome of what we talk about every day here at the Foundation. Now, let's go one pataphysical narrative level higher. Maybe some on the pataphysical narrative level above us, where they are people reading and writing fiction and we are fictional characters. Maybe they will look at the way we treated -3 and the anomalies in general, and they will say, oh, wow, the Foundation claims they're working for the greater good, but they are actually dehumanizing these people, imprisoning them without parole. Maybe that's a bad thing. And maybe when I see this dehumanization of people in the real world, or this false imprisonment of people in the real world, maybe, just maybe, I should think that that's bad too. Maybe the Foundation is not perfect. Maybe the Foundation has problems. And yes, we claim we're doing our best with a bad situation. But the people on the higher pataphysical level, where we're just a story to them, they can take this as a bit of a fable. They can, intern Cheez-It, are you starting to think this is an allegory of some sort? I can't imagine. Shock. Sacre bleu. I am crazy with thinking that it could be that. No, it's just the curtains were blue, right? The curtains were only blue, and it meant nothing else. The wallpaper was yellow. And so, taking this to the next pataphysical narrative level, why are we talking about this today? Well, a couple of weeks ago, the SCP Wiki, the SCP database itself, the Twitter for SCP, as well as their main social media, they like to do article highlights. They like to do a little, oh, here's this article that was written by someone. Check it out if you haven't. And they do this for all sorts of articles across time. But when they highlighted the Foundation is not transphobic, well, good old SCP-735, the insult box, otherwise known as Twitter, the Chuds had a bit of a field day. Now, the SCP Foundation, they, Twitter account, normally they do not bow to the Chuds. We do not give a fuck, pardon my French, for what the bigots have to say. But the author of the article did not realize what was going on and was at work when their article was being torn to shreds. And that's a little bit of a panic attack. And so they requested that the highlight be taken down. That way, they didn't have to deal with it at the time. Which, fair game. But now that Dr. Hysteria is ready for such a thing to happen, we have collaborated not just with the Wiki database, but a few other SCP posters, so to speak, to reinforce the highlight once it goes back up in about 23 minutes. I will be dropping a video which will reiterate the subject of the stream / the subject of the tale / the subject of my speech in the beginning of this subject. And other posters will be trying their best to politely push back on the bigotry. Now, I would request Site42 staff, if you are present on SCP Twitter or the Site42 Facebook, maybe help me out, because I might be in a Chud battle again today. The things I do for this community, because the SCP Foundation, remember, we dehumanize everybody equally in containment. But we are not transphobic, we are not racist, we are not bigoted in those manners. Take that to the bank. Yes, Nikki Knackle, try your best to kill them with kindness, so to speak. We don't want any sort of harassment campaign. So, that is why the subject is what it is today. The Foundation is not transphobic. A Tale by Dr. Hysteria on the SCP database, a sequel to SCP-6113, SCP-6113, regarding the treatment of SCP-6113-3. If you are interested in this tale, if you haven't read it, I highly recommend reading it. It's pretty darn good. And, as I said, it is the Foundation's cold, not cruel mentality to treat anomalies as its. It is for the greater good, right? So, I hope everyone is ready for that. No one called the Foundation transphobic for everyone who spoke up today earlier in the stream. What happened is some people got mad that we aren't transphobic. And we're trying to provide a bit of a bulwark against that. We are, what's the word I'm looking for? We are buttressing our allyship today. The SCP Foundation, as well as Site 42 and myself, say trans rights. But if it's an anomaly, it's an object, it's in a box, it's an it. All right. I am popping back to the chat. It is currently refreshing and repopulating. I'm going to jump through the donations real quick, and then we will move to the standard Q&A for the next 1 hour and 20 minutes-ish. Sean Taggart, thank you for your 7 months as a level 1 researcher here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. So, care to talk about 6113 in response? Yes, we did. As a matter of fact, it was part of my spiel. Excellent, excellent. Glad that worked out. I mean, isn't there protocols in place to use the gender switching stone on trans personnel? Intern Firehawk, let me direct you to a tale. This is still a Foundation story after all. Content warning, this is still a Foundation story after all. On the SCP database, speaks about another trans researcher, or a trans researcher of the Foundation called Dr. Cat. Now, Dr. Cat is a non-binary staff member at the Foundation, and when they utilize the gender switching stone, we all know that the gender switching stone has unpredictable effects on non-binary staff members. And in this case, it turned them into a bit of a shapeshifter, a bit of a cat girl, or a cat boy, or a cat gender fluid. And if I remember correctly, let me see where it is in this article. To her own, to be honest, I've always been about curious how that happened. Can you describe how you came to be how you are? Someone asked Dr. Cat. To her own surprise, Dr. Cat found herself not minding the question at all. She remembered first hearing about SCP-113 and the Foundation's promises of it as part of the care package for transgender members of staff. The carrot of acceptance they dangled to ensure your loyalty. Because remember, this is a Foundation story after all. Yes, we're going to throw you a crumb of acceptance for your loyalty to a pretty cold cause. And so this is one of the places that canonizes using SCP-113 for the Foundation's medical plan. Content warning, this is still a Foundation story after all. It's a short read if you want to add that to your readings for today. And so yes, Foundation staff are allowed to utilize SCP-113 for their transition, provided they go through the proper paperwork, therapist write-ups. They understand not only is it an extremely painful process, every nerve on your body will feel like it's on fire. Although it is rather quick, it'll snap off. But also there is a non-zero chance of death. And we want you to be sure before you use it, because each reuse ups that % chance of death. The likelihood of death is low in the beginning, but if you reutilize it, you are endangering yourself. And we don't want to lose valuable staff members, so we want to make sure you know what you're getting into and you don't have a problem for that. Jace Official, welcome to Level 1 Researchership here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. Cool Man Fight, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Get yourself a mocha on your way past the commissary. Dr. Sherman, I know English and Danish, aka Dansk. And how mange language do you know? How many language? I assume that's the terrible YouTube Super Chat keyboard giving you that problem, I understand. And how would we even contain Steve from Minecraft in the Minecraft movie? So first of all, I only know one language, unfortunately. I lived in Tampa, Florida, which is a heavily prominent place for Puerto Ricans and Cubans. It would have been really clever for me to learn Spanish. Instead, I took French in high school because I was being different. And now I don't remember most of that. Dumb, ignorant American. I understand, yes. Furthermore, Steve from Minecraft is fine because it's in its own dimension or server. We don't have to do much with that, thankfully. Pimp Demon, thank you for your first 2 donations to today's stream, as well as being... Nope, you're not a member, so don't thank you for that. But thank you for your donations. Grab yourself a croissant on your way past the commissary. Hypothetically speaking, if I am open to time portal to a war between the Time Lords and something, should I be worried? It's not the Daleks, but something called the Enemy. Can you close it? I'd like you to close it, please, if you can. That would be nice. Let's just leave them to what they're doing. And, oh hey, Cool Man is my country neighbor. I am Norwegian. Oh, all right. You guys have fun over there. And I say have fun with the knowledge that things are not really fun right now. And a lot of it is our fault here at the Foundation. I swear I am 100% on we should have made Clef president. Really seemed like a bad idea at the time. Oh, how bad could this reality TV star actually be? Turns out, pretty fucking bad. Cool Man Fight, thank you for donating again. Hello, Pimp Demon. How are you doing today? I'm good. Ah, yes, you guys keep speaking neighborly over there. Good for you. I wonder how it feels to be kind to your neighboring countries. Huh. Sean Taggart, you did what? You must not be familiar with SCP-5004. SCP-5004, there is a old demon living under the capital of the United States. The nickname is Old Gorman. And Old Gorman feeds off negative energy, which, being trapped under the Capitol building, it is absorbing a lot of negative energy. We had to install a reality sink, which is a living human being reality, Scranton reality anchor, but a living human biological version of it. Something that completely negates anomalous energy in an area. And there are only a few of those living at the time that we know of. There's some teenager in the Midwest, not old enough to be president. Dr. Shaw was already president recently, inhabiting the body of George W. Bush. Meanwhile, Dr. Clef, it was a hard no on putting literal Satan in the White House. So, we went with Donald Trump, who is a living reality sink. And it did not go as well as Site-19 would have hoped. Still bitter. Still bitter. Researcher Jake of Time, yes, you can transfer to Site-42, put in your HR paperwork. Nikki Knackle, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself a tuna tartare on your way past the commissary. You did not send a message with your donation, so simply thank you for your generosity. Captain Evil Greasy John, thank you for your 2-month membership as a Mobile Task Force Captain here at Site-42. We appreciate your membership and your service. I had a great day. Got the number of a girl I like. Didn't even ask. Made some great comedy bits with pals. Confidence spiked, but how's your day? Living the dream over there. Victory Friday is tomorrow, but I'll take it. Good on ya. I'm doing pretty good too. I went to the gym this morning for my second day with the trainer to make sure I don't overshoot and injure my ankle again on the rehab. And we did upper body today because we did lower body on Tuesday. And I'm still sore, but it's a good sore. It's good to be sore again. I'm so tired of missing the gym. I'm so glad to be back. We are going to be strong. The artists and the nerds need to be strong too. We need to outlive all the bad things that's happening and be able to have very strong hugs and be able to lift furniture to help our friends move and to have very strong throwing of cans of soup for our family when necessary. So remember the Foundation Fitness Initiative, staff. You don't have to be the fastest researcher, just not the slowest. Get to the on-site gym. Waffle Marble Hornets. Dr. Sherman, may you give us a pen spinning tutorial? You know what? Here we go. Here is your spinning tutorial for today. Hold the pen between two fingers. Wiggle it back and forth so it goes horizontal. Now, if you do a couple times, it's going to fall out. But when we're actually spinning, that's going to mitigate that problem. Because you spin it horizontal, catch it with the next finger. Boom, there you are. Spin it, catch it. Go over the top, boom, over the top, boom. Under, top, top. Bottom, top, top. You can go the other way. Top, bottom, top, etc. When you pen spin in your natural wrist position, that's neutral gravity. Palm up practice keeps the pen in your hand easier. And palm down practice is like the 10 times Earth gravity training. Whoa, you saw nothing. So, practice your pen spinning. Practice it both directions, on both hands. Good luck. Nikki Knackle, thank you for donating again and sending a message this time. Who said we are phobic? I just want to talk to them. Well, thankfully, nobody this time. What they got mad at is the fact that we are not transphobic. They expected us to be for some reason. Meh. Don't get it. Why would anyone be that way? Seems mean. Wouldn't do that. DJ Soundwave, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Get yourself a baguette on your way past the commissary. Hey Doc, good to see you again. Have you ever been stationed at any other sites besides 42? No, strangely, I haven't been transferred around. I worked my way up in this site from archivist to now. A lot of people do site transfers for different experience or different research projects, but I've just always been here. Lansy Gamer, thank you for becoming a level 1 researcher here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. Cool Man Fight, thank you for donating again to say, have you heard about the day the moon woke up yet? I am familiar with the title of what I believe is an, analog horror series under that name? I haven't looked into it, but I am familiar with that title. Dr. Sherman hasn't worked anywhere except for Site 42. You could say, I've been here the whole time. Yes, Puppet Boy, you are correct. Rebel Commander, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself some Cheez-Its on your way past the commissary. Ethics Committee here. We spoke before. You don't like me. Ethics Committee. Hey, Ethics Committee. I don't not like you. Let's get this clear. The Ethics Committee is great and terrifying. No, you're fine in my book. Don't come after me. I everything I've done is above board. Ethical even. Very. Atreus, thank you for becoming a level 1 researcher here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. Pimp Demon, thank you for donating again to say, don't worry, the portal seems to be closing by itself and it seems to be a one-way mirror-like thing. Also, the 8th Doctor could still wave at me. Well, keep an eye on the 8th Doctor while it is still closing. The more we can learn about its history, the more likely we'll be able to successfully contain the Doctor. So, learn what you can while you can. Intern Matthew, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Get yourself some Doritos on your way past the commissary. Yo, I became friends with SCP-035. Is that good? No, it's not good. Why does everyone want to be friends with the homicidal mass manipulator murderer? No, do not be friends with the crazy mask of death. Thank you. Sean Taggart, I think this is your second donation. This is your first donation to today's stream. Thank you for that, as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself some fruit salad, yummy, yummy, on your way past the commissary. So quick question from the EQ branch. What would the SCP Foundation do for unicorns and Pegasi? Could use that like now, please help, they're coming. Well, I guess that signal went out. But to answer the question in case Taggart is able to see this VOD later on, they stay in containment. We can't have flying horses running around. That is a pretty big breach of the veil, I'll have you know. So yes, the flying horses stay in containment. DJ Soundwave, thank you for donating again to say, thanks for the baguette. If you had to choose another site to work at, which one would you choose? Well, you're quite welcome. And honestly, if I had to pick another site, I feel like I would pick 19, only because I have this burning urge to try and rein in the chaos over there. I'm not arrogant enough to think I could do it, but I at least want to try, I guess. The world is a mess, and I just need to rule it. How do you kill SCP-076? Well, number one, Global Occult Coalition operative. No, I'm not going to tell you our containment of SCP-076. You do not need to know that. We've got it handled. A thank you. Now, 076 can be killed by most conventional weaponry. It's just stronger, faster, and so it takes a lot to take it down. But it can be taken down. It gets taken down a lot, so there we go. Dr. Sherman, can we get a dad joke about SCP-5320? You want a dad joke about the infinite fish that just goes on forever? Our proudest long boy? Amen. Let's get drunk at work. You know, I could tell you a dad joke about the long fish, but it would just go on and on and on and on. We don't have time for that. Would living objects like the Omnitrix, Necronomicon, and Stand Arrow be SCPs? If they existed in the SCP database, they would clearly be anomalies, yes. And they are all anomalous, clearly. If they were on the SCP database, written as SCP entries, they would be SCPs. Those are the three qualifications. Be anomalous, be on the SCP database as an SCP document. However, because they are all from intellectual properties outside of the SCP universe, we cannot use them due to the Creative Commons rules of the SCP. We don't take original characters off of the internet or other IPs and make them into SCPs. Sometimes, like any other fandom, we have off-brand knockoffs, like how Slender Man got reimagined as SCP-582, codename Bundle of Stories, aka Bundle. That is essentially Slender Man, but it's 10% different for copyright reasons. Double check notifications here just in case, not missing anything yet. Oh, Site 42 staff, in case you didn't see it, a secondary subject we need to discuss for today's stream. Friends of the channel, Keter Labs, just dropped an announcement.
Today we have an exciting announcement.
And I'm going to give the floor to Keter Labs' Zach for this announcement. So please be ready. Subtitles are on because the sound will be shaky when I show videos here. Note the practical model of SCP-173 in the background. The practical model of SCP, I forget its number designation, but it also murks people in the Keter Labs SCP Containment Breach, the movie opening. So here we go.
Today we have an exciting announcement for the SCP community that brings the Foundation to a level that you have never seen before. Whether you're a creator or a fan, this news is very, very exciting. You probably already know that recently we released the first 10 minutes of our SCP Containment Breach feature film on YouTube. That thing is not a trailer. It is not a teaser. It is the opening scenes of the actual movie. because we wanted to show you what we could do before we ask for your support in our upcoming Kickstarter campaign to finish the full film, which we're going to be launching in the upcoming months. Now, don't X out yet, because this campaign is not just about us finishing our movie. The greater goal beyond that is to create an indie studio ecosystem where a ton more high-quality SCP films and series can actually get made. Here's the deal. If our Kickstarter reaches a certain funding level, you're not just getting a full-length SCP movie. You're also getting 2 additional SCP short films. And we ourselves are not going to be making those SCP short films. You are. Today we are ecstatic to announce that Keter Labs has partnered with the indie film industry nonprofit Decentralized Pictures. DCP's mission is to identify promising new filmmakers and supply them with real resources to help make their work using a transparent, community-driven process. And they have real roots in Hollywood. DCP was co-founded by Golden Globe winner Roman Coppola and technical Emmy winner Leo Machin.
All the decisions we made is to create an alternative to Hollywood, where we can be in early with talented people and sponsor them and encourage them and be connected to them, instead of having a development department that's going to read through all the screenplays and pick the ones that they think are the best. We're going to outsource that review to the world.
Their team, advisors, and collaborators all come from the actual film industry, including Sophia and Giacomo. They are the real deal. And they've agreed to team up with us and our mission to give the SCP community more incredible films. Here's how it's going to work. Once our SCP movie Kickstarter reaches a designated goal, Keter Labs will allocate some of our funding to an SCP short film financing award hosted on the Decentralized Pictures platform. But here's the really exciting part. DCP has agreed to match the funds that we raise for this award. So the final amount that we allocate from the total Kickstarter funds, DCP will double it, which means that 2 separate filmmaking teams will be able to go out and make their SCP Foundation short films. This will be an open call for submissions. You will be invited to submit your SCP short film scripts, and the winning projects will receive direct production funding. You, the SCP community, are going to be playing an active role in selecting which projects move forward toward production. Using DCP's platform, you'll be able to review all of the pitches, vote for your favorites, and let us know where you think the funding should go. And no promises on this point, but Decentralized Pictures is known for connecting their previous award winners to real deal film industry mentorship. If this project is big enough, they may even be able to provide that kind of mentorship for one or even both of the winning SCP filmmakers. So DCP will provide the democratic platform and financial support, and we at Keter Labs will be assisting you with your production. Each film will be a Keter Labs co-production where our filmmaking skills and experience will be at your disposal to help you realize your vision for your SCP film. In order to submit, you'll need a great script, a convincing pitch, and you'll need to make sure that it's actually feasible to produce. So if you don't know how to do that, or you want advice, Keter Labs will also be hosting workshops ahead of our Kickstarter to help you develop your pitch. Now, this is all very exciting, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. I want to make this very, very clear. If our SCP Containment Breach feature film Kickstarter flops, none of this is going to be happening. That's just the truth, because if that's the case, we won't have the money to do anything, let alone the Decentralized Pictures Awards. And that's why it's so important that you support us. Because backing our Kickstarter is not just backing our film. It is backing the idea that SCP creators deserve infrastructure. This partnership is an extension of that philosophy. Because we want to make sure that if our project succeeds, other SCP creators are succeeding with us. In the coming weeks and months, we'll share more details about specific funding thresholds, submission timelines, and how to participate, whether you're a filmmaker, a writer, or a fan. For now, we just couldn't wait to share this with you. This is real, it's happening, and it's happening because you believe in us and you want to see more incredible SCP films. Thank you for being here. Thank you to Decentralized Pictures for hosting this incredible opportunity for the SCP community. And until next time, Excelsior.
Boom. Boom, I say. And so first and foremost, let me get our stream background back on. Number 2, that video is posted on the Keter Labs YouTube channel. I need you all, Mobile Task Force Psi-42, codename the Signal Boosters, to go to that video, comment on it, like it, share it in SCP spaces with SCP friends you know. We are talking about not only Keter Labs' SCP Containment Breach the movie, but we are talking about working with the fucking Coppolas? Francis Ford Coppola, you know, the Godfather. We're talking about Coppola's kids is DCP. First of all, DCP teaming up with SCP, very funny, very appropriate. Furthermore, teaming up with DCP gets us access to Hollywood people who we can then be like, hey, SCP is a Creative Commons IP. Anyone can use it as long as they source it, as long as they are willing to share their works. This is bringing democratized Creative Commons filmmaking outside of the theoretical and into the orbit of Hollywood filmmakers. Are you kidding me? So yes, Mobile Task Force Psi-42 codename Signal Boosters, we need this. Now, I know I've talked to Zach in the back channels about the upcoming Kickstarter. It's going to have a very large price tag. And that's before they talk about this bonus grant that they're going to give and have the DCP, DCP, double so that we can have more short films out there after it. But we really need to push this. We need all hands on deck. We need every SCP content creator. We need to be telling our fellows about this. We need to be spreading the word. So keep an eye on it. Go like and share that video. Get it some word. We're going to the big leagues one way or a fucking another, fam. And as someone told me, while I was heroically holding that camera up for 4.5 minutes, despite the fact that I went to the gym for upper body today, you're welcome, staff. We also got our likes higher than our view count today. And, of course, I thank you for that, because Mobile Task Force Psi-42, codenamed the Signal Boosters, because of your efforts hitting that like button for us, you bring us in the algorithm more viewers. People who might not know about SCP but might be interested in it if they heard about it. People who have heard about SCP but never got that into it, but now we're going to get them into it. People who are really into SCP but didn't have anywhere else to talk about it, and now they have a community to hang out with. That is because of you guys. I might be just up here yelling on screen, but you guys are the ones who spread the word, who bring us the people that we can use to support the SCP Wiki and its authors, artists, animators, game devs, filmmakers, merch makers, so we can have AAA games, feature films, prestige series. We are going hog wild in 2026, people, and it's thanks to you. So thank you for your service. All hail Mobile Task Force Psi-42 codename Signal Boosters. Your mission today is to check in on that Keter Labs video and show it some love. I'm already down in the comments. I see some people who I recognize. I appreciate your already contributions. If you've been there, if you haven't, get there. That's an order. Fantastic. Fantastic. Love to see it. All right, I am repopulating the chat. And Fiery Phoenix, thank you for becoming a Mobile Task Force captain here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. Wee Woo, thank you for asking an interesting question. What is the most mundane anomaly? Well, SCP-6383 is one of the most non-anomalous anomalies because, let's think about it like this. If you study Hume's anomalous energy, then you understand that everything on Earth is a little bit anomalous. Like 1%, baseline. It's not that they're anomalous, it's that they're a percent anomalous. That's all. We don't worry about everything. We only worry about things that go beyond a certain threshold. This stop sign, SCP-6383, codename the One True Anomaly, is called that because it is the only non-anomalous object on Earth. Testing results, anomaly certainty, 0.0%. What? There is nothing else like that on Earth. Literally, the most mundane object on the planet. So yeah, pretty wild, I think. Knights and Skyro, thank you for donating again? Maybe? Did you donate earlier? No, this is your first donation of today's stream, so grab yourself some hot cocoa on your way past the commissary. Hi, Doc. Were there ever any D-Class that didn't die, were set free, or even promoted to staff? And how would you deal with D-Class who were falsely imprisoned and sentenced to die before coming to site? So on that second question, not our problem. How are we gonna prove them innocent or anything like that? Not our problem. If they were on death row and they come to us, we're not investigating their backgrounds to vindicate them. To, what's the word when you prove someone's innocence? It's not vilify. It's, more coffee. Anyways, point is, not our problem. Now, for the first part, of course there are exceptions, some D-Class that survive, some SC... Exonerate! Puppy Turtle! Thank you! It's not our job to exonerate the D-Class. Thank you. Good work. Yeah, it was just in the back of my head and I couldn't come up with a word. Yes. Sometimes the D-Class survives to the end of their term, and depending on what canon and site you're at, perhaps they are then terminated anyways. Perhaps they are amnesticized and put back into Gen Pop so that they can do it again. Perhaps, maybe they do graduate and are set free at the end of the days. Maybe that's us, in your view. Headcanon, after all, is a powerful thing. Now, promoted to staff, I can't remember any off the top of my head, except during the SCP pilot episode for SCP Academy by Dark Math Films on YouTube. In SCP Academy, I believe the character of Elroy is a promoted D-Class. At least, very much seems to be. So you can check out SCP Academy if you didn't know that was a live-action project that is currently on YouTube. It was actually, parts of it were shown in the Keter Labs promo video that we just watched. Rebel Commander, thank you for donating again to say, literally never more important support SCP project. Well, if you're saying it's literally never more important than now to support SCP projects, then I agree completely, obviously. Now is the time. If you're saying this one is the most important to support, I would say the idea of getting a 3-for-1, where if we fund the Keter Labs feature film, that they will then give a grant that is doubled by Decentralized Pictures, giving us 2 SCP shorts on top of the feature film. I would say that's a pretty important ask as well. What SCP class, object class, is an SCP that can be contained but is impossible to catch? Well, that would be a Keter. Very hard to contain. It can be contained, but we can't keep our hands on it. Keter. That's what that's for. We have successfully dealt with all of yesterday's chaos, took caching in divine, infernal, and eldritch favors across the Foundation staff, but normalcy was achieved. The Sun Launcher was successful as well. I hate losing out on favors due to staff incompetence, but at least the mess is cleaned up. Thank you. Aoki, you're late because your phone was lagging, I'm sorry to say. You're going to want to watch the VOD on this one. We cover 2 very important topics. So, start at the beginning there. There you go. Do, 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 do. What do the different object classes mean? Sure, Intern Ezra, I could do an object class primer real quick. While I'm looking that up, Intern Cosmic Brownie, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. So, we're going to be quick about this. Safe means if you put it in a box, it stays in a box, no further containment needed. Euclid means that it is more medium difficulty to contain. Needs some more resources, definitely not safe. Keter means that it is extremely hard to contain. Thaumiel means it can be used to contain other anomalies. Apollyon means that it cannot be contained and usually ends the world. Archon means that we could contain it, but bad things will happen, so we don't contain it. Ticonderoga means that it cannot be contained, and also containment is unnecessary. Like it's so commonly known, but not known that it's anomalous, that we don't need to bother. Cernunnos SCPs could functionally be contained, but for logistical or ethical reasons, the Foundation has chosen not to at this time. The anomaly may still be partially contained or actively concealed from the public, but the costs of fully containing it are deemed to outweigh the benefits. Explained anomalies are anomalies that are no longer SCPs. Perhaps we solved the science behind them, or it turns out they were fraudulent or something. Neutralized SCPs are ones that are no longer anomalous for some reason. Decommissioned are ones that we destroyed or stripped them of their anomalous properties on purpose, that we did it. Pending is we don't know yet. Uncontained is it's not contained. Esoteric really just means not the same as everything else. So new object classes are basically up to the authors to write. So sometimes there's a lot of different esoteric classes that only show up once or twice. Woo! Okay, back to the chat. Repopulating, refreshing. Mentally Lost, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Get yourself a strudel on your way past the commissary. Good news! I got my MIG back. An SCP mug. You mean mug, I see. SCP-049 is back in its box. Good. An investigation underway to find the person who gave him. Not good. Did you see the beginning of today's stream? All anomalies are objects, not people. It's not transphobic to call an anomaly an it, because we dehumanize all anomalies equally. Oh, thank you. And so please practice proper pronoun parlance protocols at the Foundation. Find the person who gave it my mug yesterday. Now back to work. Yes, find that person and let's figure out from there. Banana Cat, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself a apple turnover on your way past the commissary. What is the most disgusting SCP you ever saw? Omitting that thing. Because you all know the actual answer is that thing. But that's just cheating. That's just obvious. No. Instead, I'm going to quote to you SCP-3307, codename Cornucopias. Cornucopias is the codename of an SCP Foundation agent who was abducted by aliens. And the aliens bestowed upon this agent a gift. The gift to produce any one person near him's favorite food. So now our agent isn't it, like every other anomaly. And if your favorite candy bar is Snickers, and you're thinking about a Snickers bar near this former agent, then a Snickers bar is going to come out of its nose or rectum. If your favorite drink is Coca-Cola, you know that 3307 is going to unzip its pants to dispense that for you. I guess the aliens thought it would cure world hunger or something, but no. Gross. No thank you. Read SCP-3307 though, or listen to the audio version on the channel here at Site 42. Content warning, gross. I went all out with the sound effects for that one. It's bad. Oh, it's bad. Update, I am being chased by a white pale man and he is screaming at me. All I did was stare at it. Well, Intern Smith, you shouldn't be ogling Researcher Tandon in the staff showers. He's very self-conscious about his body, okay? You're making it weird. Don't do that. What's your opinion on SCP-777 Help? trying to figure it out. It's my favorite SCP, but it's actually one of the most confusing. So, Intern McGuire, first of all, I am exonerated. I didn't do it, thankfully. I was accused of a crime by a falsified instance of SCP-7777. I didn't do it, and everybody knows it. Thank you, innocent. Not proven guilty. I'm the man. Now, if I'm going to explain SCP-7777 shortly, first of all, in case you didn't know, SCP-7777, I believe, is a prequel to SCP-8980. In case you didn't know, those of you who know SCP-8980, you know SCP-8980. And Yossi said these are related in that manner. But SCP-7777 simply is an anomaly that affects random number generators utilized by the Foundation. So not even outside the Foundation, just our random number generators. And so that anomaly will begin to produce a series of 7s on the random number generator interspersed with 0s at seemingly random intervals. And we figured out that the 7s and 0s were a coded language that usually led to every 7777 instance was accusing someone at the Foundation of some sort of crime. And so we have used the outputs of 7777 to work along with the ethics committee in keeping things clean at the Foundation. Popping back over. Captain Evil Greasy John, you have a U2s? No, there's never been a Dr. Sherman U2s. However, a couple years ago, we did do a Dr. Sherman plushie. And considering that we are now 9 months into our daily streak of streaming, we are considering doing a secondary plushie to celebrate the 1-year anniversary. This one will have a different color shirt, a black lab coat with a white insignia, maybe some facial hair, but this will be the new version of the Dr. Sherman plushie. Should be coming up to the 1-year anniversary. That is what you, the chat, decided we should do for the anniversary, so sounds like a good plan. Mentally Lost, thank you for donating again to say, Director, why is 999 in my office? Don't you know I have a soda stash and a candy stash in here? Also, what is this red one? I'm just going to leave it be. Red stone, just going to leave it be. Handle that stone with gloves if you decide to move it. Meanwhile, do not give SCP-999 any of your beverages, no matter how much it begs. Nikki Knackle, the pink hair is for when we have 2,500 green names on the channel. The membership bonus, the membership stream goals, once we have 2,500 green names, we will dye all of my hair pink. Or not all of my hair, but all the different color strands I normally do will be different shades of pink. And then at 5,000 memberships, I am being forced to purchase a maid dress to do the cat maid waifu stream. Dr. Nightfor, thank you for donating to tell me that I missed your donation. The way the chat populated, I missed that one. Thank you for your first 2 donations to today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself a fricassee on your way past the commissary. Dr. Sherman, we got our communicator back up temporarily. I also found out I'm anomalous. I died and woke up in my bed. I don't know what to do. Well, you should definitely go to medical and have them run some tests. And if you are in a Groundhog Day, that's one thing. If you're not in a Groundhog Day, but you are somehow, what's the phrase I'm looking for? Respawning, that should be something else we test with. Go to medical, figure it out. Give me just 1 second here. Doot. As I always say, we are not bigoted in any fashion here at the Foundation because we dehumanize all anomalies we contain equally. It is standard protocol after all. Calm smiley face. Prayer emoji. And now move those to the proper place. Why did that happen? Now stop. Move that to here. Sorry, right now the highlighted tale I told you about has been posted on the SCP Foundation Twitter. And as I said, we need to make sure that they don't get roasted by chuds. So I'm just putting in a little upvote of my own. Boom, boom. And I'll deal with that more once I am off stream. And reminder, time check, we are 35 minutes from the end of stream. Yes, the only anomalies we do not dehumanize or use preferred pronouns for when it comes to the Foundation and the anomalies we contain are ones where they have some sort of power and may breach containment if we do not respect their pronouns. So the Greek gods, for instance, yeah, when Aphrodite transitioned to Isaac, we respected his pronouns. Because if we piss off Isaac, we're gonna have a bad time. So yes, there are certain carve-outs for treating an anomaly like a human being rather than an object. But it's very rare, and only when it is for the necessary goals of containment. Now let me catch up with these donations real quick. Banana Cat, thank you for donating again. Speaking to Cheeky GR9R, you're saying it's locked up with SCP-173, say F for him. I don't know who you're talking about. And if you meant an anomaly, then it, not him. Zakanator, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. And hey, it's been a while. Hope you've been doing okay. Grab yourself a latte on your way past the commissary. Dr. Sherman, what do you think of the bit beasts? I don't know what a bit beast is. I have no opinions on a bit beast. Let me see if I can look up a bit beast and find out what you are talking about. Bit beast from the Beyblade Wiki, okay. A recurring element in classic Beyblade series. They're powerful monsters that inhabit bit chips and bit protectors of Beyblades, called upon to battle to assist their bladers by empowering their bays. They called them bays. Sup, check my bay, dog. So, are these actual monsters like Pokemon? Or are these digital monsters like Digimon? Or are they like Yu-Gi-Oh! Where they're not even sentient monsters, they're just part of the cards and the game system that plays them? What are these? I mean, at least if they're in the Beyblades, then we just keep them in the Beyblades. And we don't play with the Beyblades. Oh my god, I love this. Hold on. So as I just told you, I made that tweet over on the Twitter to support the wiki and the artist. And one of the posters who is helping with the positivity angle of this to drown out the chuds is making some damn fine jokes, as we appreciate our SCP Twitter posters do. Mint T, Minty111 on Twitter, says, the SCP Foundation is DEI, by which I mean they have diverse anomalies that all get equally included in dehumanization. You saw nothing? And hell yeah. Furthermore, heartwarming. This redacted year-old organization still does dehumanization the old-fashioned way. Excellent. Excellent posting, Mint T. Good work. Scarlett, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a cruller on your way past the commissary. Brother thinks the pestilence might be free will. Then why doesn't 049 kill all humans? Why only certain ones? No, it's not free will. I found a newer SCP YouTube channel called SC Peeps. They are great, SCP-049 Plague Doctor, although I do believe they are inactive last I checked. If they are back to active, I would be thrilled, because they were one of the teams working on an SCP animated series. So please, please come back to active. Reach out to me, SC Peeps. Tell me what you need to be more active. Because right now, no, they're sitting with 9 videos. Last videos from 2 years ago. Come back! We want the SCP series. I'll help. Mentally Lost, thank you for donating again to say. Someone just ran in here and took the stone with the bare hands, and also they took 999 in one of my sodas. What is going on? I have too much paperwork to do. We'll do your paperwork. We'll figure out the rest with security. How dare you make me interact with the insult box? Gotta upvote for the sake of the Foundation, I suppose. I understand 369 Destroyer. I would rather not be in this hive of scum and villainy either. But as a cis white guy, I can utilize my privilege to fight for those who have less, and so I can take some slings and arrows on your behalf to fight the idiots. Plus, building the SCP coalition and reminding them that the SCP is not down with the bigots is a public service as well. Ow! I could have told them that! Also, just reminding myself that SCP-735 is, in fact, the insult box, so I can continue to use that as a meme. Yes, SCP-735 is the insult box, i.e. Twitter. Researcher Gwendolyn Friesch, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. And hey, I haven't seen your name in a while. Hope you've been doing well, Dr. French or Dr. Friesch. Make sure to grab yourself an omelette on your way past the commissary. An omelette du fromage. Hello, Dr. Sherman, Dr. Friesch here. I'd like to inquire about 343's effect on reality, and whether it converts matter or is pulling from alternate realities, or perhaps another possibility. So, due to what I want you to look into a little bit, Dr. Friesch, is a database entry. Let me just look it up. SCP Hume's essay. An FAQ, or what the hell is a Hume? An FAQ, or what the hell is a Hume, is a breakdown about how reality benders actually function. Suffice it to say, what they're doing is they are reshaping our reality, not reaching to other universes. Boom. If we are wanting to create a new SCP for the wiki, can we come up with new doctors and staff for the article? Intern Star Wars Room, you absolutely can. And in fact, spreading the width of the universe of the SCP is always a good idea. So yes, when you are writing your SCP, if you want to populate it with new SCP doctors, new staff members, D-class, janitors, characters, do it. For real. For sure. Make it happen. We love to see it. Now, of course, don't make that your main goal. Make your main goal telling a good story, and the characters have purpose within the story. They're not just name dropped, so you're canonizing your OC. That's a problem people have, is they prioritize the canonizing the OC aspect instead of making a good story aspect. That's the first priority. Time check. Some person, we are currently 25 minutes to the end of stream. Banana Cat, thank you for donating again to say, you ignored my donation, and by the way, I saw 999 being carried. I ignored another donation? God damn it, YouTube. Get your shit together. I see that I've marked all of the donations present as spoken of. What I do is I heart the donation after I answer it. That way it's like a bookmark. I noted that I liked the donation. And I answered your disgusting SCP question. I said the message that you sent to Cheeky G9R through me. I don't know what you guys are talking about, but that was a message you wanted me to pass on. So no, I'm caught up on your donations. Perhaps you missed it. Maybe you were paying attention, or maybe there's a stream lag glitch or something. Zakinator, thank you for donating again to say, Bit beasts are basically spirits, and they're artificial ones made from a rock. Are you saying that there are also artificial ones made from a rock, and the ones that you were talking about in the first place are not artificial? I mean, it doesn't matter if they're natural or artificial. If they're anomalous, they still go in a box. So, it doesn't bother me if they were homemade or store-bought. They're going in a box. Asking again how you classify mutagen from TMNT. The mutagen from TMNT could be considered an anomalous science. So something like Anderson Robotics. They make something using science, but it's anomalous. And we have nothing like that on Earth, so that is anomalous until we prove it's not. Lewis, thank you for your first donation of today's stream, as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a Surge on your way past the commissary. And you didn't send a message for your donation, so simply thank you for your generosity. And yes, just in case, chat, do remember that I will always answer all the donations down the way. I do sometimes get distracted by tangents or by white names in the chat that ask really good questions. And so I will take a break from donos to answer a question in the chat so I don't miss it, so it doesn't go away forever. But I will always come back to the donos. I won't miss them, so you can put your faith in that. Banana Cat, thank you for your donating again to say, tell me good luck because I'm on hospital for a week. Oh, man. I'm sorry to hear that. And really, yes, good luck. I hope you recover well from whatever's going on and are able to live a full and healthy life to the best of your ability post-hospitalization. Very good luck. Hopes from the Foundation. Zakinator, thank you for donating again to say, I've been containing them for the Foundation. Excellent work, Zakinator. We salute you for your proactive containment of these bit beasts. Thank you very much. Intern Matthew, thank you for donating again to say, what is SCP-035? Don't you know? You wanted to be friends with it earlier. It is a mask. And the mask is very manipulative and murderous. So, no, it's not good to be friends with it. Reminder, don't be friends with it. Would a reality sync be affected by when day breaks? So I think this, Desk, are you familiar with Mr. Illustrated and Dr. Sumerian's When Day Breaks animated series? Not animated, like slideshow art, but still more animated than a lot of what we get in the Foundation verse. Did Clef ever show up in one of their stories? Because that would be where I would go to check if reality sync would be affected by When Day Breaks. Desk says no. I do not know if that is no, Clef has not shown up, or no, you're not familiar with it. But it is a lot to go through. But I'm going to have to defer that question to Mr. Illustrated and Dr. Sumerian series. If Dr. Clef shows up, that would give us our answer. Besides Desk's assertion that it depends on the reality sync. And Desk says that Clef has not shown up for sure. Good to know. Lewis, thank you for donating again, and this time sending a message. You said, granted, the molasses was my first time. The molasses? Molasses? I'm a little confused, Lewis. Aflac, thank you for donating for the first time of today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself some lemonade on your way past the commissary. Dr. Sherman, send help. The sky is quite literally bleeding. Activate mass amnestics and mimetic filters. And Death says, Aflac, that's called rain. Lewis, thank you for, yes, I'm sorry, I mean it was my first time donating. Well, thank you for your first donation and your second donation. And yes, you gotta be worried about YouTube's super chat keyboard. It is so glitchy, I can't believe they can't program a damn keyboard for a phone right, pardon. But this does lend credence if you go into the link pinned in our chat, our support link, beacons.ai/site42, then you are able to go to our Ko-Fi. And our Ko-Fi #1 takes a far smaller fee from your donation than YouTube does. Ko-Fi takes 3% of your donation, and YouTube takes 30%, which is a big difference. But also, the keyboard doesn't break when you use Ko-Fi, so it's a lot easier to type over there. Oh, and apparently I missed pinning the support link at the start of stream. Thank you, Desk. Boom. Dr. Sherman, if I wasn't broke, I would become a member. Sorry, twin. Also, I ate a worker. Well, don't eat staff members. That's bad. But what's not bad is not being able to afford to donate. Trust me. We're an arts community here at the SCP Foundation. We understand broke gang. Starving artist is a cliche for a reason. But as long as you're here, chatting, hitting the like button, sharing, subscribing, liking, and commenting on the SCP projects we support, like the Foundation is not transphobic, which you can upvote on the SCP Wiki, or you can support our tweets and Facebook post and other media supporting it, since it's going to be bombarded by chuds. And by supporting projects like Keter Labs' announcement of their upcoming Kickstarter for their feature SCP Containment Breach film, along with the grant that they have gotten the Decentralized Pictures nonprofit run by the fucking Coppolas to match donations to make 2 more SCP short films afterwards. You need to help us support these projects as a member of Mobile Task Force Sci-42, codename Signal Boosters. Then you are a valued and honored member, and we thank you for your support. The money gang and the engagement gang is how we get the big SCP games and films. So we thank you for your service, whether you are money gang, engagement gang, or both gang. You can't have a D&D party of all fighters. You need healers. So you got to keep a diversified stream. Pancake Dragon, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a waffle on your way past the commissary. Stream glitched when you said bit chips. Sounds like you said bitch. Well, once I get off this stream and I have to deal with the chuds on Twitter, I might be saying that word a lot more. I had a nightmare where a house tried to eat me. Who's your favorite X-Man like Quicksilver? So, be aware that there have been a lot of shared dreams about houses eating people recently. We believe it might be some sort of prophecy of some sort of foresight. So be careful around houses right now. There's a lot of that going around. Furthermore, who's your favorite X-Man? It is a two-way tie that I alternate all the time between Gambit and Nightcrawler. I guess I just got a thing for the guys with funny accents. Double checking notifications here. What are your thoughts on SCP-939? Intern Dino Slayer, they're just dogs with an enhanced, well, physiology and predatory instinct. I don't have a lot of thoughts on them besides keep them in containment. What do you want from me? Waffles Marble Hornets, thank you for... Is this your first donation to today's stream? I think it is. As well as being a member, grab yourself a Waffa Thin Mint on your way past the commissary. What is the SCP that creeps you out the most? Well, besides that thing, I think it's 2718, codename What Comes After. I pray every day that is not truly what happens after we go. How do I get to the Ko-Fi? Master of Salt, you want to go to beacons.ai/site42, and in that list of links, there is a Ko-Fi. That link I just named is pinned in the chat, so you can click on that and then go to the Ko-Fi from there. But yes, the larger the donation to the chat, the more we appreciate you going to the Ko-Fi, because 3% versus 30%, that is a big chunk taken out of a larger donation. The houses are eating people here in the animation universe. Oh, hey, maybe that means that it's just us having visions of something happening elsewhere. That would be nice for us at least, not for y'all, but nice for us. Here for day 2 of being an intern, here for this, here and ready for learning at the moment. Hello everyone and Dr. Sherman. That's what I like to hear, Wolfsters. Intern Wolfsters, you are ready to learn. That's what we do here at Site 42. We educate. Puppet Boy, thank you for, I think this is your first donation of today's stream as well as being a member. Get yourself an artisanal grilled cheese on your way past the commissary. Gotta go, Doc. My once estranged brother and his kids are stopping by for the first time in years. I'm so happy. Oh, that sounds very nice for you. I hope you have a wonderful family reunion. Take care and have a great rest of your day. Hi, I can't stay, so I'm going to say trans rights and leaves. Have a nice day. Hey, it turns out the sauce has the sauce. Hell yeah, trans rights. Dr. Freesh, thank you for donating again to say, Dr. Sherman, an anomalous event occurred in my office. In curiosity, I smacked it with my stick. It ate my stick and left. I now request a new stick. And there's also an unknown anomaly roaming freely. Well, tail that unknown anomaly and let me know what it is so we know how to proceed. We can requisition you a new stick. And hey, at least you didn't react like Director Bold when Director Bold had a time-traveling prophecy baby appear in his office, he freaked out and punted the baby and killed the anomaly. And so, at least you didn't lose a leg by kicking the baby, so to speak. Good restraint. No cap. Why is the name of the stream that? The first 10 minutes of today's stream are devoted to that subject, intern No Cap. So please check the beginning of the stream in the VOD, and you will understand why we had a discussion about that. Lamau kicking the baby. Yes, be librarian. And just for you real quick, let me give you SCP Director Bold kicks a baby. SCP-6469-D, because it was decommissioned when he kicked the baby. So yes, SCP-6469-D is what you are looking for to read above that incident. Intern Butcher, welcome to Site42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Also, time check. We are 10 minutes left to today's stream. 10 minutes left to today's stream ending. Also, I'm just going to show you this real quick. SCP-6469-D, only known photograph of SCP-6469. And then this motherfucker kicked the baby. Thanks, Director Bold. (6469-D), I'm adding that to the reading list. Oh, it is quite short. You will get it done like that. It is a snap, bite-sized article. Mark Hamburger, welcome to Site42 staff. Thank you for your first donation to today's stream, make sure to grab yourself an ice-cool glass of Melonade on your way past the commissary. Hi, yo, I'm new to the community. Well, welcome to Site42, a wing of the SCP community as a whole. Here we educate about the SCP Foundation, we talk about hypothetical containment procedures about anomalies that aren't SCPs, we talk about the anomalies we contain, the staff that contain them, the groups of interest who try to stop us, we talk about the meta surrounding the SCP Foundation on the internet, such as people mistaking things for SCPs when they aren't, like SCP-67 or SCP Wish I Knew. We clarify what's going on with those so you don't fall for any online hoaxes or brain rot. And we do our best to support the community at large, especially in going towards bigger and better SCP films and games and merch and animations. So welcome to the team. Master of Salt, SCP Wish I Knew is a brain rot meme that originated on TikTok. If you type that into Google, it'll come up. What is Melonade? I keep thinking it's like lemonade. Well, Amber, an ice-cool glass of Melonade is the favorite beverage of a certain anomaly known as Homestar Wanna. American Muscle Car Club, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a Mountain Dew on your way past the commissary. How's SCP-009? Well, it's still clinging to people and causing them to die, so not great for us. Dr. Freesh, thank you for donating again to say, I cannot tail it, I do not have my stick to move. I see. Well, okay, I'll get security on that and we'll bring you your stick. I didn't know the stick was a mobility aid. Pancake Dragon, thank you for donating again to say it was a house/hotel. It did grow a cartoon face. What do you mean, a house/hotel? I mean, a house may be a bed and breakfast, but a hotel that's also a house? Or is this an Airbnb? I need more details. You're getting a little confusing now. I guess it is a dream. Things can get very confusing in dreams. Tell me more. More intel. The RHT system. Thank you for your first and second donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a beignet on your way past the commissary. Stupid thing bugged out when I sent my first donation. Hi. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, YouTube really needs to get their frickin' Super Chat keyboard fixed. In the meantime, remember, you can go to the Site42 Ko-Fi, which is in the support link pinned in our chat. The Ko-Fi takes less fees than YouTube Super Chat does from your donation, and the keyboard works. So there is that if you want to try that instead. Speak of the Ko-Fi, Lewis, thank you for your first donation to today's stream through the Ko-Fi. We appreciate you making the effort because, of course, 30% of your donation going to YouTube is more than 3% going to Ko-Fi. Hello, I'm also just selectic. I'm sorry that I, by accident. So you said random givers. I had to use voice to text in order to do this, which in voice to text isn't so good. Maybe you meant dyslexic? It does seem that the, voice to text isn't working too great for you. But I do hope that you figure out the best way that you can type your messages in the future to the best of your ability. Thysemo, welcome to Site42 staff. Thank you for subscribing, intern Thysemo. American Muscle Car Club, thank you for donating again to say, so SCP-009 is kind of like, oh, why is my toe being licked? Agent Goose, would you provide me with Puppy of Interest 42? We are at the end of stream, and Puppy of Interest 42 is here to say hello right at the last minute. We are 5 minutes left in stream, and this Puppy of Interest 42, codename Charlie, is doing quite well. Here you go, Charlie. Be free. And I would go wash my hands due to allergies, but I did take my allergy meds, and there's only 5 minutes left, so I'm gonna risk it. Oh, thank you. Much obliged. As I was saying, so SCP-009 is kind of like Venom, you ask. Well, I mean, the red ice isn't necessarily sentient, which is a big thing that the symbiote is. It just turns all water into the red ice, which includes the water in your skin and body, which is bad for it. So no, it's not like Venom, it's just it's more similar to the contagious crystal anomaly. Privateer Purple Cat, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Get yourself a bag of Cheetos on your way past the commissary. Hey, I broke containment and stole some guy's stick. Had enough metal to kineticize all over, so that's cool. Anyways, nya. Give it back. Why are you being ableist? Why are you taking someone's mobility aid? That seems rude. Good news. Thank you, Dr. Friesch, for donating again. Good news. The SCP was located and I have my new stick. Turns out it was 524. 524? No, not 4524. Not 54. What? Learn to typing school with Dr. Sherman. Codename Walter the Omnivorous Rabbit. The rabbit that can eat everything. Consume any material regardless of edibility. It eats in the same fashion as any other member of its species, though it can eat substances that are not only inedible but dangerous. Has been recorded chewing through wood, steel, glass, and in one instance several kilos of radioactive material. Shows no adverse effects from anything it has consumed. Red, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a bag of Takis on your way past the commissary. And hello to you too. I just want to know if I could work at the foundation if it existed. Intern Twix. The foundation recruits the best of the best of the best from all walks of life and professions. We need all types. So it is not really what you do as much as how well you do it that matters. Hi, Minty from Twitter here. I've been lurking during the stream every now and then. I literally only just noticed you read my tweets on here a little earlier. Haha, thanks for the shout out, dude. Hey, Mint. Good to see you in the chat. I didn't know you visited our side of Site 42 of the SCP Foundation, so good to see you. High class posting as always. Thank you for participating in the Support the Foundation is Not Transphobic campaign. Fuck the chuds. Power to the Foundation. And yes, keep your good posting. Excellent posting. Dr. Friesch, thank you for donating again to say, I wish to know why 524 was in my office. I do too, actually. It should be in its containment. Desk, no, what, Doom Guy Brute. Oh, well, I thought Doom Rusty Brute was talking about just general transphobia since that's the subject of the stream. But if there was something specific in the chat, I didn't notice it. Yes, Dr. Friesch. Walter, the Omnivorous Rabbit, SCP-524, is kept in a specially designed pen, roughly 5 by 5 meters. It should not be out of its pen. Must have been some sort of containment breach or security shutdown. Inform Dr. Gerald of the flaw in the system, or that there is a flaw in the system, and Dr. Gerald will investigate. Lewis, thank you for donating again. So you said random givers. I have to use voice to text in order to do this, in which voice to text isn't so good. So you said random givers. What the hell was I talking about earlier when I said random givers? But yes, I do wonder if the text-to-speech works better in the YouTube keyboard than actually typing, because the typing is terrible on that thing. No, nobody here said anything. I just meant in general, also trans rights twin. Yes. Okay, good. We don't have any of those people in here being rude. Instead, hell yeah. Zakinator, thank you for donating again and saying, there's a bunny in my office, send security, please. Okay, we found where 524 ended up. Go get it. American Muscle Car Club, thank you for donating again to say, I gave SCP-001 a candy bar. Well, which 001? The Gate Guardian doesn't want a candy bar. The Sun doesn't want a candy bar. Which one? And Site 42 staff, we are 1 minute over the end of stream, which means as I do at the end of every stream, I tell you guys my favorite SCPs. It's a little bit of a tradition around these parts. Now, of course, I'm not going to tell you the SCPs I personally wrote are my favorite. That would be cheating. But you saw nothing. If you want to know the SCPs I personally wrote, you can go to the Sherm's author page in Site 42 Hub on the SCP database. There you can see the SCPs I personally wrote, as well as contributed voice lines or sound effects to. And while you're on my author page, there are, in fact, one tab over from those SCPs, a list of links. Links that people are often very excited to find, but just not determined enough to figure out where they are. But that's not you guys. You guys, Mobile Task Force Site 42, codename Signal Boosters, are very determined, and you will find those links. And while you're at those links, you can become a Patreon patron or a YouTube channel member to donate to us monthly. You can do Ko-Fi donations or YouTube Super Chats to donate to us once at a time. Either way, we thank you for your generosity and financial donations. They are the quickest way to keep Site 42 and its staff afloat, so thank you very much for that. And if you're part of the broke gang and you can't donate, no worries there. We are an arts community. We know about starving artists, trust me. But if you are here in the comments, chatting, if you are liking, sharing, subscribing to us as well as the SCP projects we support, which today entails the Keter Labs video announcing their collaboration with Decentralized Pictures for grant money for SCP films, as well as the tweets from the SCP official wiki, or my posts and others' posts about them, hyping the Foundation is not transphobic, The Tale by Dr. Hysteria, then you are valued and honored as a member of Mobile Task Force Psi-42, codenamed the Signal Boosters, helping us to support the SCP Wiki and its authors, artists, animators, game devs, filmmakers, merch makers, etc. Now, without any further ado, my favorite SCPs in no particular order are SCP-3999, SCP-3043, SCP-008-J, SCP-Spooky-J, SCP-5031, SCP-5175, SCP-5320, and SCP-8980. Content warning on that last one, it's a bit of a rough read. Speed round. 3999-3043-008-J, Spooky-J, 5031, 5175, 5320, 8980. Content warning on this last one, it was a rough read. Last minute donations coming in. Dr. Freesh, thank you for donating one more time. I believe it may be due to a warper. There was a strange electromagnetic pulse prior to arrival. We'll review security footage and update soon. Thank you very much. Let me know what you find out. Red, thank you for donating again to say, can I fraternize the SCP? No. You know that's against protocol. Thank you for donating, but no. And now, Site-42 staff in the Containment Hazard Assessment Team, I want to thank you for participating in another Coffee Break with Dr. Sherman, a subsidiary of the anomalous broadcast from Site-42. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. Be safe, be well, and as always, secure, contain, protect. I'll see you in the next video or stream. I woke up, it was 7. I waited till 11 just to figure out that no one would call. I think I've got a lot of friends, but I don't hear from them. What's another night all alone? When you're spending every day on your own. And here it goes, I'm just a kid, and life is a nightmare. I'm just a kid, I know that it's not fair. Nobody cares, 'cause I'm alone, and the world is having more fun than me tonight. Really should have picked a lower key for that one, Doc. The credit song is I'm Just a Kid by Simple Plan. Pancake Dragon, thank you for a final last-minute dono. Was a big house, lots of rooms. My mom owned it and said Quicksilver was coming to stay. Other stuff happened, then the house tried to eat me. That is a lot. You should really get a dream interpreter from medical to look at that. But anyways, be safe, be well, Site-42 staff. Remember, the Foundation is not transphobic. And as always, secure, contain, protect.